This is your 10th DWI. It's not your 5th. It's not your 8th. It's the 10th.
I'm sorry, I'm very nervous today. I'm asking you, please do not send me back to prison. I am definitely headed in the right direction.
Your last sentence was for 15 years in prison. The one before that was for 10. Another 10 year back in 09. I mean, this goes back to the 90s. The fact is, we're just lucky that you haven't killed someone in our community. I just can't do it. I'm going to sentence you to a term of.
Today, this woman is in court for her 10th DUI. Yes, 10. She keeps blaming her childhood and past trauma for everything, but at this point, excuses don't work anymore. Everyone in the courtroom can see she's running out of chances. It's hard to believe she's still allowed to drive after so many arrests. What do you think? Should she get treatment? Or is it finally time for prison?
Ma'am, are you Catherine Welch?
Yes, Your Honor.
And Ms. Welch is here with her attorney, Mr. Gertz. State's attorney is present. Ms. Welch was previously in court, entered a plea of guilty to driving while intoxicated third or more, as well as a prior offense, which made it a second-degree felony offense. There was no agreement with regard to punishment. I have received the pre-sentence report, and has everyone had an opportunity to review that report? Okay, is everyone ready to proceed with sentencing then?
Yes, Judge.
Yes. All right, then, argument.
Sometimes it's easy to look at one side of the ledger, the rap sheet or the criminal history, and think that defines this person. What I have been fortunate enough to do is to really dig down and get to understand her as a human, and see that all the progress she's made, all the effort she's made, and see what she's done well and all of the problems that she's been addressing well. She's obviously very anxious about this day, but we've been looking forward to this day as well to be able to present that. And I want to go down on the bottom of page 2, address what I was talking about in the CSI. So that I'm not saying that this wasn't the words that came out of her mouth, but when she was asked by one of the examiners in the probation report, she felt she needed treatment. She said she didn't feel like she needed treatment. She wasn't opposed either. I want to clarify what we mean by that. And I say this here, but what she would say, I think, is she did 90 days of detox rehab related treatment, has continued aftercare, has continued mental health care. But in terms of going to a program that is specifically targeted at people who are currently using or currently intoxicated, I think she thought that wasn't the direction that would be ideal. She will do whatever you want her to do, but I wanted to explain what that comment means. Additionally, we've been in contact with her current parole officer. They are willing to keep her on parole instead of revoking her, depending on what the court does here. And so that was encouraging as well. I think we had the same kinds of conversations with them about her recovery and about her efforts. And so I think that was an encouraging sign from them. And then finally, Judge, you see, we didn't want to focus too much on support from the community because, again, this isn't just a run-of-the-mill case. This is a different focus. But she is married. She has a family. She recognizes the impact that all of this has had on her family and her relationships, the strain it has put on her husband, both financially and also emotionally. And she accepts responsibility for that.
Anything else?
Would you like to say something, Judge?
Your Honor, I just want to say that the past was fueled by drugs and alcohol. I take complete responsibility for that. I did not know from very young when things happened in my life that it could have been, some of it could have been treated and stopped earlier if I had gotten help for my mental health. That after I received this DWI, That helped me get myself to a place that I could go into a treatment program and deal with some of those past traumas. In the past, I didn't. I medicated and drank to just forget about the pain, just numb myself out. I didn't know how else to deal with that. And when I got on my mental health meds, and I have bipolar, I have PTSD, and my mind back then was very chaotic. And I just want to say, after I had my mental health meds, I was able to go through treatment at Santa Maria in Houston, and that place really saved my life. I did extensive 90-day treatment with trauma counselors. It was a trauma-informed community there. And also, when I completed that, I worked an outpatient program, but I still lived on their facility. I went to the sex trafficking and recovery program, and I was in that for about 8 months, where I got the state paid for the counseling for trauma still. And I just worked really hard in that. I got a job while I was in there. And then once that program was over, I moved to a sober living facility in Oxford House in Spring, and I worked there until I felt like I was strong enough to come home and do what I needed to do. And I was in the complete program for right out of a year. And I'm sorry, I'm very nervous today, and I know that my
10 DUIs isn't an accident. It's a habit. The system gave her so many chances, and she kept taking them. Most people learn after the first DUI, but she didn't care. Think about how many times she probably drove drunk and didn't get caught. Comment, treatment, or prison. Honestly, 1 year for each DUI seems fair.